Okay, I might be running a little late this morning, but I don't think, at least I don't think that I'm driving particularly crazy. But some people out here in Orlando, oi, they're crazy, crazy people. Says the guy who's recording himself while sitting at a stoplight. I got pretty good tint on the windows, nobody can tell. Well, so far this morning, I've managed to royally fuck up my high-tech mounting system for the camera. Yeah, so that worked pretty damn well. I snapped the rubber band, if you're wondering. And let's see. Oh my god, I bet you guys all think I'm just the biggest ass in the world, and, you know, you're probably not half wrong. The problem, you know, we got off to a good start with tube dorks, but before I talk about that, you know, I think it's important to talk about getting back to basics and this unfortunate this unfortunate habit I have of complicating things. Did it with the car vlog that I was doing. I did it with the Horborong show, and I bet there's about 1,010,000,000 different other instances of me complicating things. And, you know, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because, like, with the car vlog, we did the other camera angles, and it was neat, it was cool, it created a cool tool to edit with, but with how complicated it was, with that added layer of complexity, what happens is everything has to be rendered, everything has to be exported, and then everything has to be edited so that it can be rendered and exported. And then there's multiple camera angles you have to edit. So it really was, I think the end product looks good, but ultimately it just creates too much complexity to just do it, to just create, and that's the problem. If your eyes are bigger than your stomach, or I guess your brain is bigger than your sense of creativity or your will, I don't know, but I want to do more than I'm capable of doing right now, and that results in a handicap, and I don't end up doing anything. So that's kind of what happened with that. And I'm trying to refocus myself, create a couple of goals for myself, and what you're going to end up noticing, no, not what you're going to end up noticing, what I kind of did was I created, I'm starting a set of rules, and I'm hoping to have 5 basic rules, but essentially one of those rules is to keep things mobile. You know, I did that little video of Hulk getting pounded, all on my iPhone. For anybody who's interested, I shot it on my iPhone. I have a little smoothie steady cam for those smooth steady shot, that opening shot, and then I edited in iMovie on the iPhone. So there is a lot of tool, and then, you know, but that came a bit, so okay, getting ahead of myself, having a hard time thinking in a straight line. So my main goal is to keep things mobile. If I can't do it on the iPhone, then chances are it's not worth doing right now. So that came about. This is the other big issue in my life right now, and ties in with Tube Dorks, is that I'm dealing with severe creative space issues. The space that I'm living in is not conducive to the creativity that's in my head, and I'm constantly working to adapt and fix this problem, but it's not an easy task for anybody who has been in a similar situation. You can sympathize and empathize. I guess you can empathize. If you haven't been in this situation, then you can sympathize. At any rate, the point is that I'm using this handicap rather than belly aching about it. Hopefully, I'm trying to use it as a wow, talk about going a mile a minute and then completely losing your spot. I'm trying to use it as a challenge to force myself to be creative, and, you know, that's what I'm going to do here. You know, rather than shoot a vlog in a way where it has to be edited on the computer, you know, I'm just going to do it one take, no edits, which is why there's that long pause there. But I'm also forcing myself to think better on my feet, and mentally and intellectually, and in that, to that end, become a better performer. It's one thing to rely on your editing skills to cut together a cool little video, and I like what I was cutting together, because technically and thematically there were some cool things that I got to play around with, but I think there's something to be said about honing my performance skills, which is what hopefully this might be about. But going back to the creative space, that has been the #1 reason why we got off to such a great start with Tube Dorks week 1, and then week 2 has been languishing painfully. But what's ironic and funny about it is that the whole point of Tube Dorks is that I was trying to set up a structure so that it could keep going even when I'm not involved with it. And I think if we had gotten past the first week, some of that structure might have been in place a little bit firmer. But hopefully, I've got some ideas in my head, and I'm getting motivated to get back on top of things. So it's getting there. It's not dead. It's getting there. So apologies to everyone who did submit vlogs. I think the 3 of you. We'll get it done. It's happening. Don't worry. I'm hoping to get it done next week. It'll be up for Monday. I'm gonna call in a couple of favors to make sure it gets done properly. And I guess the point being with the whole creative space thing is that I didn't even have my computer set up for a couple of weeks. So that really made things difficult. I don't know if I had already said that. I apologize if I did. At any rate, along with all that other bullshit, and there's even more bullshit at home, but the creative space thing is what affects us most directly. I'm still having, work is not something where I just show up and it's part of my day. I'm deeply involved with it, and it does take a lot out of me on a daily basis, and there's a lot of creativity that goes into it. So we're in the process of honing our production, studio, and all this kind of fun stuff. I'm very fortunate to kind of be able to guide our company into what we need, in the direction we need to be going with production. So that's pretty exciting. This week, if you haven't seen it yet, there is the Elantra test drive video as well as a commercial for that. Those are over on my work YouTube channel, Holler Classic TV. But this week, I'm hoping to shoot, tomorrow actually, Wednesday, I'm planning on shooting a test drive for the new Camaro. We're going to tie that into Transformers. I think that'll be pretty cool. I'm excited about it. I've never driven a Camaro. After that, I'm hoping to go over to our Audi dealership and do an official video test drive of the A7. I was over there recently, and I got literally shoved behind the wheel of an A6, and it was literally a $70,000 car. You've not driven luxury until you have driven Audi. I'll just leave it at that, and when you see my A7 video, you'll see what I'm talking about. That shit was fucking awesome! Oh my god! Anyway, I think I've rambled long enough for something that's not being edited. I guess that's going to be the point of these. I'll try to keep them a little bit tighter. On a final note, I feel a little bad because I think my first round of car vlogs that I did a couple of weeks ago, that inspired a lot of people. I think that helped motivate Anna and inspire Anna, and Ryan did a little bit of vlogging after that, and which I think is cool. I think he's a star that seriously, Ryan, Spooky Productions, he's a YouTube star that nobody's found yet. Nobody's figured, and nobody's figured it out. He's a YouTube star, but nobody's figured it out yet. So mark my words, he's gonna be pretty big. So I feel a little bad because I think I inspired a lot of vlogging, and then I kind of just dropped off the map with my own bullshit and whatnot. So hopefully, I'll do a little bit better this time. Maybe. Probably not. Hey, check out the hair. That's my hair update for the day. It's not as tall as it was yesterday, but it looks pretty good. It's uppity. It's uppity. Yeah. And the beard's getting fuller. I don't know how long I'll wait to trim it, but we'll see. All right, guys. That's my update from my iPhone, uploaded directly. Hopefully, maybe we'll see. I gotta drive, and there's a cop up here. So bye.